After quite intense work on Be3 for some weeks here in Shelter Bay Marina, I finally have a big smile on my face as I'm sailing again. Not only is Be3 performing pretty well, but a beautiful Dutch girl wanted to join me on my visa run to San Andres. I needed a test sail after all the upgrades and problems that have been sorted out lately. Not only does the time fly so fast, even when living slow as possible, my visa for Panama is expiring. So I need a renewal to transit the canal and to have the time I would need on the Pacific side. So what could possibly be better than a quick sail to San Andres, meeting the beautiful people on this island one more time, as I felt so bad leaving in a hurry because of the hurricane threatening my friend's island last time I was there. After so much work and flipping Be3 upside down inside out, it's time to spoil myself a bit again. Almost difficult to describe the feeling looking at things starting to come back together again and all the cabins are nice and tidy. Realizing I have almost not had time to anything except hard work until I just crash land in my bed every night. Being in Shelter Bay, that has been my second home here in Panama for so many times, also means I know lots of people here. Everyone from the staff to the most of their guests. Some old friends from 3 years ago I meet again, and some new people comes into my life as well. And this sweet couple from South Africa I have known for some years already, and once again our paths crossing. This time here in Shelter Bay Marina, and of course it was my pleasure to help out when they moved this big cat into the pretty compact haul-out facilities here. So it's about to come out. Well done on the skippering.
Thank you.
Very
it's
well
a bit
done.
hairy as a pilot boat, but it's fine.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
And what's your concern now?
No concern, just the lift's not wide enough, but other than that we're good. We're on a bulkhead at the aft, so it's where most of the weight is, so we should be good.
The boat is too big.
Yeah.
We are heading the same direction and for sure we'll meet again also in the Pacific. Being a bit social again means once again I meet new and interesting people. And this time my neighbor boat arriving with a Dutch crew member that jumped on the boat arriving here from Mexico. So we both needed some time off the boats and wanted to see if we could spot some crocs, as it used to be a few hanging around here. No luck with the big ones this time, but my friend spotted a baby croc and we sat here for a while to see if we could see it again. We did, but it was difficult to capture on camera as it was very shy. Almost like my new friend, as she is not a big fan of being in front of the camera yet either. I think I know how she feels, as I was not and still are not very comfortable myself, even after 127 videos out here. But that's a different story. Only a short walk from the marina is lots of things to see. And today I'm not only having a new friend also enjoying hiking and filming, but also a partner in crime. Well, not exactly a partner, nor did we do any crime either, but for sure had lots of fun continuing into the jungle in search for some wildlife, hoping to see some monkeys. Unfortunately we did not succeed in this either, but saw some other animals and could really hear this jungle is alive. As a last-minute project, my new 56 kilos Mantus anchor is put in place, and it fits really well. Last check is to see how it works and to make sure it don't hit the bow on its way up or down. The windlass is definitely strong enough for this, and it was fun to see my measurements was correct. I also noticed Be3 needs some love and polish on the stainless, as these have been neglected lately due to tons of higher priorities, as you know. And tomorrow my visa expires, so I either have to fly out, jump on a bus or sail out of the country a short trip. But I need a test sail anyway, so this is a no-brainer. Okay, almost done. Just gonna top up with a little bit diesel. New this time is that you can't get your SwT in Shelter Bay. You now need to go to Cologne and visit 3 different offices to get the documents yourself before checking out of the marina, and then getting the stamp in your passport from the immigration that's still available here in Shelter Bay. It's a bit more hassle, but on the good side, this marina has a free shuttle bus twice a day, and the sweet driver Mr. Ranger will drop you off outside the door of the port captain in Cologne. Also a perfect opportunity to stock up a little before setting sail, and even had time to share a cinnamon roll with my friend here, before heading back and preparing for the sail to San Andres. After clearing out of Panama, you have 48 hours to leave the country, so it's not really much room for waiting out a weather window. But we had monitored the weather for a few days and it looked great for this passage. It's not far, only an overnight sail for B3. And my experience from last time I did the exact same route also was something I took into my equation for this route planning. I choose to point as high as possible the first leg of this passage, due to the ocean current and the powerful waves that later will push towards west. But most important, the change in wind direction when getting closer. It would be almost straight in my nose. So a little planning is never wrong. Sailing these waters in the dry season is such a contrast to the rainy season. Nice breeze and blue sky instead of black clouds, electrostorms and lightning strikes all around you. This is the Southwest Caribbean at its finest. Bit confusing sea at the beginning of this journey, so it's a brutal start for my new friend that chose to join me for this visa run to San Andres. Those of you that have been following my adventures for a while know I do my power naps during the day and stay awake the entire night when sailing solo. With a new crew on board that don't know my boat, I choose to stick to my routines, even though I could get good help for keeping a watch for me to sleep. It's a bit choppy waves the first miles, as it's relatively shallow waters compared to further out here. As soon we reach the depths of 3000 meters, the sea will come down and also the wind will increase. But for the moment, it's a bit lighter winds than predicted, and also more easterly than expected. Meaning we are going to be delayed compared to earlier estimates. Only sailing 7 to 8 knots means we are looking at 34-hour sails instead of 24 hours. It's really nice to only be sailing and not having any schedule. I know the anchorage in San Andres pretty well, so I'm not worried about arriving there after sunset either. However, there is something still making me trying to squeeze out the extra knots, shortening the sailing time as much as possible. And that's my new friend on board. She basically jumped on board a stranger's boat, and of course her family and friends would be worried if we are too much delayed. sailing into the sunset at 9 knots, shortening our sailing time with 2 hours according to the GPS. Wind have come down again, but still making around 7.5 knots. So to not lose too much speed, I choose to sail a bit higher than necessary. With this, I'm reducing the keel surface towards the current and waves until we have a faster and better angle the last miles towards San Andres. We were a bit late as we arrived in the middle of the night. Still only smiles to see from the waiting officers.
So nice to be back here in San Andres. It's I didn't expect to be here, but this is all good.
A bit tired after our overnight sail, but meeting these amazing friendly officials welcoming us to their beautiful island is always refreshing. Even though this was not my original plan, it feels really good to be back here again. Seeing friends again, and already the first people you meet here will show you the friendliness that I have experienced here before.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's also so nice to be back here in San Andres. It's smiling people.
Bye.
Bye.
Almost everything feels like I left it some months ago, even the squalls and rain coming from nowhere. So this is for sure going to be a nice place to test out my new anchor, as even dragging boat at these anchors is just the same as before. Everything is as normal in San Andres. It's windy and Miss Astria is dragging. She almost hit the boat there.
Singing my